Okay, so we are live tonight. Hi, everyone. I'm Brienne here with Kiinde, and we have our co-host gracing us with his presence this evening, Brian, the birth guy.
Hey guys.
So, hello, everyone.
How you guys doing? I can't see any of the comments.
We will let everyone start coming in. I'll actually pull the comments up. Hello, hello. Happy President's Day. Let's see.
It is President's Day.
It is President's Day. Did you do anything fun today?
I did not. I worked all day. As you can see, I'm still in my scrubs. And I'm here with you guys, and I could not find my headphones, so I'm wearing these big, gigantic ones. Isn't that fun? I feel like a broadcaster, like a real broadcaster. Yeah, for sure.
Hello. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Dawn, Yvonne, Emily. Thanks for joining us. Give us a hello if you guys are joining us. Let us know where you're joining us from. I'm joining from sunny Florida.
All right,
Central Florida to be exact. Yes, I got to spend a couple hours at Disney today.
Cassia says aloha. I think
aloha, maybe Hawaii.
Mabes.
Super cool.
We got a lot to talk about today, don't we?
We do.
Listen, people keep coming
Howdy. That must be Texas. That's probably your neck of the woods. Washington.
That is a dedication. Thanks, Brian. You're so funny. Hi, Aaron.
Yay. Chicago, Pennsylvania.
Love it. Louisville.
We have like every state. I wonder if we truly could get every state represented tonight. That would be super awesome.
That would be awesome.
For sure.
I think we can.
I agree. Cherry Point.
Where is Angela? Where's Cherry Point? Des Moines, Idaho. Oh my gosh, in Des Moines, Idaho. Iowa IV. Those are good friends of mine. They also own an imaging center there.
Oh, super fun.
They're tearing it up right now. It's so much fun.
Super fun.
Gosh, a lot of cool people there.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. So our topic this month, Brian and I do these on the third Monday night of every month. We've actually hit like a couple holidays here in a row. We had Martin Luther King Jr. Day and now President's Day. So we just like to spend a lot of holidays together here. But we talk about a topic every month. And so this month's topic is going to be Fresh 48. So the first 48 hours, really that early newborn stage. We'll kind of talk about newborn in general. And then we'll touch on some products. We have lots of giveaways tonight. We've got an awesome partner that we're partnering with this evening to help in your first, 48 hours there. So where do you want to start, Brian? Do you want to...
There's so much to talk about, and this is really relative to a lot of what I do on the daily because I do births with people, right? And so since I'm doing births with people and I'm hanging out at the hospital, I'm with them for the first few hours. Yep. Then they stick around at the hospital, usually 24 hours if they're unmedicated, or maybe 48 to 72 if they had an epidural, depending on how they're doing. And then, 3 days usually with a cesarean delivery or a vaginal bypass surgery, right? So what we do is we have a lot of confusion in that time because they're hearing a lot of different things from a lot of different people. And it always throws my clients off track. And they become doubting themselves. They're not feeling the same about how they were doing. They feel kind of bummed out and a lot of stress. And then we have to deprogram that. So I think a lot of what we're talking about today when we're doing that, my intervention that I'm going to intervene and say, okay, and then I see this because blah, 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 because you guys, it's real and it's true. And that's the hardest thing because it makes moms doubt themselves. And then certain friends or family members, maybe they didn't breastfeed and they're not too keen on it. Or they feel like, oh, she's got to just show us all, right? That type of thing. And it gets like that every once in a while, unfortunately. And that's really a lot of pressure and stress on mom. And then going home, right, Brianne? Going home and having like a zillion people there. A lot of people do that. Or they have people that are helping them, and then they're still on team no sleep because they haven't gotten enough, right?
For sure. Yeah, as doulas, we see, we really see all kinds of scenarios. And unfortunately, it's usually the setting, the support system. It's a lot of interference. So we prep mom ahead of time, right, as doulas and lactation professionals in all the knowledge they need to be successful. But they're put into an environment, wherever that environment may be, and they're birthing scenario and whatever type of birth they have. But now you have doctors, nurses, which are always not up to date, kind of on the most education when it comes to lactation. And you have some great ones and some ones that kind of confuse moms with some of the knowledge. You have hospital LCs. You now have grandma who became a lactation consultant overnight. You have Aunt Sally, who's also a breastfeeding expert now, and Uncle Bobby, who even knows even more. And you had all those people, and you're sleep deprived, and a lot of things in those 48 hours really tend to steer moms, on just a very bumpy path. And then they go home to even more of that, and calling friends now at this point and visitors in there. And it just, it definitely becomes a recipe for some big problems.
Yeah. And I want to say, you guys that are on there, can you see me right now? What I'm doing, was that your house or mine?
No, yours.
Nobody should be around here. Okay. So what usually happens is, when we're doing a live, I go down to my share button. I share it with my friends too. We'd like you guys to share too, or tag them in the comments. If you tag them in the comments, you're going to get a better opportunity to possibly get
a giveaway. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely tag your friends, guys. I see some people that just said, I had a C-section on Saturday. Like, tag all your friends. If you know they're pregnant or expecting, tag, because one, it'll help you more chance to get a giveaway. And then two, they need to hear this information. They need to have the tools to be successful.
For sure.
So it looks like Emily had a really rough breastfeeding journey in the past too, and she's looking forward to a better one this time. So I think, I'll kind of start diving into some of the things that happen in those first 48 hours. And moms, please, if you had a certain issue in the first 48 hours that you'd like us to address, post it below and we'll get to that. We also, guys, have a team of lactation consultants all on right now answering. So please, post your questions there, because if we can't personally answer them, professional lactation will answer them. But I think one of the biggest things is amount of milk. And, this is definitely, like 3 days here, 3-4 days, but even like half of this amount in this bag right here, you can see it's, expanded on the bottom, but none of this is full. And so what happens is baby's stomach size is very, very tiny from 0 to 5 days, really. And they only need 5 mLs in that first day, working up to 0.75 ounces, even up to 1 ounce. And so understanding the baby's stomach size is crucial, because if you are feeding your baby 2-3 ounces day they come out at one feeding, you're going to have issues with your supply, because you're not going to have that much, most likely. Or if you do, you have an oversupply, but then you're most likely overfeeding. And that just really sets you up for a lot of issues.
Mine's empty.
Yeah. And if you had colostrum, it would look empty,
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing is understanding the stomach size and understanding the amount. And I have so many moms that are like, oh, but my baby took 5 ounces or 3 ounces or 2 ounces right at the hospital. And unfortunately, that's okay. That's fine, but know better, do better. Right.
So was she breastfeeding or was she pumping? But when
pumping.
She was pumping. Okay, so she was exclusively pumping straight out of the gate. Yeah. Well, I tell people, I go, take a look at your fingertip of your pinky, typically, or like if you've ever played marbles or had a marble in your hand, they're about this big, right? Yep. That's the size of the baby's stomach, typically. Yep. And baby stomachs have a very immature lining. The lining is not like, okay, so if this is the wall, if we did like cut this in half and we see this wall up close, this is what a mature wall looks like. I'm covering my face. I'm a wall. Okay, wait. Oh God, let's not talk about walls. And then here we go. You open like this. And that's what the villa looked like in a baby's stomach. So this is a very vulnerable area right here. And you've heard it, like some babies in that are born prematurely can die of neck or necrotic
colitis. Yep.
Colitis. And what happens is basically something gets in there and assaults that lining, and the vascularization is really close to that. And it's tiny vessels like all around it, because this is a muscle that's going to start growing, right? To get bigger in order for the baby to be able to house all the milk you're going to produce when your milk comes in. Oh, we got to talk about why milk comes in too, because that's the one that always tricks people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So during that time, go ahead.
No, go ahead. And so exactly. So with that stomach, we're only wanting to put in this very, very tiny amount. And so if you're pumping and you have 3 ounces, if you're choosing to pump, then don't give that amount to your baby. If you're supplementing, do not give 2 to 3 ounces. Mom's like, well, my baby sucked it down. Okay, yeah, I mean, you probably could put juice in that bottle and give juice to your baby and they'll suck it down, but that doesn't mean you're going to give them juice. You have to control your baby. You have to pace feed, which we'll talk about that in a minute too. And so ultimately, really breastfeeding right from the start if possible. And only if you have to pump, then you should be watching the amount. But if you're nursing and baby's directly on your breast, then baby will just take those little drops of colostrum for the first couple of days, and then it will transition to the milk. And from there, baby will get what baby needs when they're breastfeeding at your breast.
So when we talk about this, someone asked a question. Emily asked a question that's very, very that everybody always asks. It's so confusing. When should you start pumping after birth? Well, there's a couple different things that should happen. Okay, you either put the baby to your breast, and then we don't worry about pumping until a couple of weeks before we go back to work, unless there's some sort of issue, and you're going to continue pumping while you're at work and feeding the baby breast milk, right? Or your baby goes to the NICU and you have to, typically I like to hand extract at that point because the colostrum's so sticky, it's really hard to control out of a pump because it gets caught in all the little things sometimes. Colostrum, there's hardly any of it. Colostrum comes out about a teaspoon. You're not going to get much. It's very thick. So you pump to stimulate the breast so that you can get that milk coming. Then you try and hand extract and get it out so you can get it until your milk comes in. Then you can just keep pumping crazy to get to your baby when your baby's in the NICU. That's another thing. Some people don't want to breastfeed, or they get colostrum and breast milk, but they have anatomy that's not working properly, inverted nipples, so it's not helping the baby to initiate the suck reflex, because babies have to have the nipple touching their soft palate, which is way back there. You guys feel it. Hard palate at front, soft palate in the back. And the nipple has to be on that to start engaging baby to want to suck. There's a suck reflex. And if something's not touching that, they're not going to suck very well. It's not going to happen. And so you either go to a nipple shield or we start pumping. And that's where exclusive pumping sometimes comes in until we can, if we can't fix that problem. What else would be on our reasons why we'd start pumping right out of the gate or not?
Yeah, I mean, really, ultimately, just that separation of baby. Of course, if it's a personal choice, completely respect that. But if you don't care to pump or, have no reason to pump, then if you're not separated from baby and everything's going fine, baby's latching well and all of that, then you really want to be nursing. Ultimately waiting. We really try to say that first 4 to 6 weeks to just exclusively nurse, especially if you're not going back until like the 12-week mark, then really that first 4 to 6 weeks to allow your body to build that, supply, and for you and your baby to really get nursing down, and then introduce the pump. While we're kind of talking about that, we did have one Instagram ask while we're talking about pumping is when to start pumping. Yeah. And specifically how do you add it in, I guess, more, not when you start, but how do you add it in? And so ultimately, if you are an overproducer and you just haven't, you feed baby on right side and you don't have to feed baby on the left, then you could pump the left, and add in 1 to 2 pumps a day at 4 weeks old. Or you can feed in between. So for instance, if it was 9 p.m., I'm feeding my baby, baby's not going to be hungry again until midnight. 10:30 when I was sitting down watching the show, I could add in a pump. So you don't necessarily need to skip a feed per se for the baby, but you could either pump one side or add a feed in between. That's always kind of a good, especially if they have the long stretch they start going around 4 weeks, they might go a 4-hour stretch. And that would be a good time in that 2-hour mark to add in 1 pump a day, just to start kind of setting a supply away, if you're starting to go back to work. But, so we had an Instagram question on that. And yeah, I think ultimately, again, nursing and that skin to skin is really going to be crucial. And I tell people the less family and friends, and this might sound mean, but again, this is your breastfeeding journey, but the less family and friends you kind of have in the room, the more apt you are to just take off your top and just lay that baby on the skin. And even if you have family and friends, lay your baby on your skin and cover both of you with a blanket. You really, that skin to skin is going to be crucial for bringing in that milk.
Very crucial. Emily had a couple other questions. She said, when should you start taking supplements to help with milk supply? I'm not like a keen fan of supplements unless you really think they're going to work for you. They used to think fenugreek was a galactagogue. It's not. It just calms you down. It has a calming effect, kind of like valerian root or something. So when you're calmer, you're going to produce more milk, and you're going to do better. You have to have finer. You're going to do finer in the morning. No, you're gonna do better. When your head's straight, because when you're stressing out, you get catecholamines, and they stomp your good hormones, your oxytocin, and you're just everything you need that makes things flow. You're tensing up and you're stopping them. So you got to get your head straight. You have to really find the right help and to have the right environment. You can't be sequestering yourself to your room, because people are at your house. The other thing is, she said that she's been engorged, but she's having a hard time latching. I have a trick I call painting the daisy. And if your nipple's here, this is not where my nipple is, I promise. No, it's not up here, but you can't see down here. Okay. So I say go around the areola. Let me do this. Yeah. And you pull like this. You go boom, boom, and you kind of put the petals of the daisy and push back all that stuff. That's what I tell people to do. And she's doing it with her forefinger and thumb, and that just pushes some of that edema back, and it softens up the nipple so you can get the baby right on there. Okay, I hope that helps you.
Yeah, and one of the questions that was asked, which will kind of lead us into, is feeding every 2 hours or like on demand, or how with that newborn. And so I think that leads us into kind of talking about like cue feeding, in that it's really reading your baby. So early cues, if you're watching your newborn baby just laying there and their eyes are closed and they just kind of start fluttering a little bit, if they start twitching, and people will be like, oh, the baby's dreaming, how cute. It's like, no, those are early cues, your baby's getting hungry. So it's a great time to pick your baby up and get you and baby skin to skin.
I forgot to get a bonnet for this part.
I
was trying to find one, you guys.
We'll imagine it. We'll close it out.
Babies do their rooting reflex too. They go,
yeah.
Which I wanted to wear a baby bonnet just for fun. Oh man, but they go,
yep.
They get all crazy. Like they get nuts, and they look like fork and knife, like feed me. You're gonna hit the table.
And so, that's your mid cues, and it's kind of like, okay, you have no time to pee. You better get that baby latched, because your late cues are crying. So if baby's crying, you now have to calm baby in order to like feed baby. You can't really feed a screaming baby. Yeah, a little too far. So you want to bring it back, really trying to get that early cues, especially if you have a baby that's having issues latching. They will work with you more if they're still half asleep. Just like if you have a spouse and your spouse is like, hey, babe, can we do this today? And you were half asleep and you didn't remember it. So you're like, yeah, sure, whatever. That's the same thing with babies, in that they will kind of be a little more puppet-like and work with you if it is earlier, versus if they're hangry. Yeah, good luck trying to get them to do anything. So cue feeding will be crucial. Now, some babies, or maybe you're not proficient at reading the cues yet. So that's when you kind of want to, in those newborn days, never go more than that 2 to 3 hour mark. So if they cue sooner, great, feed them. If either you didn't see a cue, you dozed off, definitely setting that 2 to 3 hour alarm to make sure they're getting in 10 to 12 nursing sessions in a 24-hour period.
I think, 10 to 12 is my number. I hear people say 8 to 12, and I'm like, I don't like that, especially with a newborn, because if they start losing weight and we have to start catching up, then we have to start introducing formula if mom's milk hasn't come in yet. Yeah. We just want to make sure we're getting the baby what they need, so that they can they take that little bit of colostrum, and we don't have a fuel gauge on a baby, so it freaks mom out. But she needs to know that this is just because her body knows what the baby needs, and when her milk will come in, if she's feeding the baby, you have to demand it to supply it. And that's what people forget. They go, oh, well, I just give the baby a couple of bottles here and there. Well, in the beginning, that's not good for your milk supply. You have to be really right on it, because we're mammals and our bodies are trained to do this. And you don't want to see mom. I don't want to see mom, and mom definitely doesn't want to see herself giving the baby a bottle, because we have conditioned responses. And as mammals, and with our conditioned responses, we will go and try to, we'll be feeding the baby and then go to try to nurse, and we'll go, well, where's my supply? It's not coming. We'll stop ourselves because the body says, oh, let's close the kitchen. So you got to be really careful with that.
And then someone asked about Charlene about pumping before pregnancy or before birth, excuse me, during pregnancy. And so I just want to answer that real quick in that is not medically recommended to do that because it can induce labor for preterm labor. So definitely consult your physician on that. Sometimes it is used at the 39, 40 week if you're in labor to kind of like speed things up, but never, in those early days. And if you have some dripping out of milk on your breast or you notice on your bra or anything like that, that's fine. It's normal. Moms up to even as early as 12 weeks will notice that sometimes, but no need to extract that. It will not determine if you lose a lot of milk when you're pregnant. It will not determine your supply after you have baby. So no worry about that, but definitely no pumping before baby's born. So moving on. Let's see. So a lot of times moms want to kind of want to know about sleep in those early days. So they kind of understand they need to be nursing every 10 to 12 times a day. But the question comes up about like, well, sleep. And so ultimately, sleep is a very developmental thing. It does not happen at certain ages. But again, when you're in that first 2 weeks there, you do not want babies sleeping more than 2 to 3 hours at a time. If baby's caught back up to birth weight, if they have 1 4-hour stretch, great. But if baby's not back up to weight yet, you need to still be waking on that 2 to 3 hour mark. If you want to do 2 hours in the day, 3 hours at night, that's fine. But it can be very scary. Like when I ever hear moms like, oh, my baby slept 8 hours, in the first couple of days. Oh, yeah. It's scary. The blood sugar, can drop. I mean, baby can become lethargic. Unfortunately, I've seen very scary cases where baby has become very lethargic and ended up in intensive care. So definitely want to take alarms very seriously and just really making sure with sleep and newborn, your baby will wake up every 2 hours, no matter what you're giving them. Breast milk, formula, your baby will wake. And if not, you want to wake baby. So that is crucial kind of in those newborn days is you won't get much sleep, unfortunately.
Cassia Robinson says she had her daughter on the 15th and she plans to strictly pump because latching is still kind of painful right now. But she feels like she's not pumping enough. The 15th, it's the 18th? So it's only been a few days. So your milk's probably not even in yet.
No. So if anything, half an ounce, if that.
Mabes, and it comes out slow.
Yeah.
So
you would just syringe feed it if you can.
Exactly.
Friend, you would just want to like kind of, I don't have a syringe. I was hoping I did, but like if you just had this little bit at the bottom,
I can go get one.
Or if you're pumping into something else and just syringe the little bit of drops that's coming out, and that's good. That's all you really want to be giving baby right now. Cup feeding, syringe feeding, spoon feeding, any of those are great options when you're in this early days, because trying to feed like a bottle when it's not even full, because again, this is a lot even. So a bottle, it's like not even going to be anything. Look, you can barely see, nothing's in there, so you're really, and you're going to waste a lot. So syringe, cup, spoon feeding in those early days, if you have to supplement, would be kind of the best option there.
So typically the first 48 hours, if your baby goes to the NICU or if you're having an issue where your nipples are just too painful and you're having a problem, here's a little syringe that we use. And I get a pill cup like this. I just had to go to my bag. If someone stole my bag, they'd be like, what the hell? Okay, so check this out. What we do is we hand extract into the cup, basically, because it'll get stuck on the side of the cup because it's really thick, the colostrum. And then it'll drip down into the cup. When it does that, then you can go like this and you get it and you start storing it up. And in the hospital, they have these things. And I just keep them. So if we really need them right then and there, I've got them. And then what we do is that they'll give you a little label to label it, and you can take it to your baby in the NICU. Now, remember I talked about that response the baby has when you stick your finger in the mouth. Whenever you feed the baby with the syringe, don't just stick it in the mouth and give it to the baby. Make them suck it and work for it. So you have to get your finger in, get up to the hard pellet, and they'll start sucking hard. And you stick this in the corner, and then you just gently administer it little by little by little by little. Be patient. when you're doing it. And then that helps feed the baby. So it's really important to do that. If the baby's going in the NICU, or if you're having an issue and your colostrum getting stuck in the pump, because colostrum is really hard with the pump. Usually we use the pump just to stimulate, to get more going. But when it starts coming, we start putting it somewhere else.
For sure.
Just a tiny bit.
Yep.
What else?
And so a lot of people, ask about diaper output, or like, how do I know? Like, I want to do nursing. I'm only nursing, but how do I know? So we obviously have weight gain. We can monitor that, and we can do sometimes a weighted feed where we like feed the baby, then weigh the baby, and then, weigh the baby, feed, and then weigh again. But in those beginning days, you're only giving drops. So that's not a really good indication. So the best way is diaper output. Ultimately, is making sure baby's having enough wet and dirty diapers. And we have a chart that we just shared on our social media page, and we'll post that in the links below. But whether, day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way up to 2 weeks and beyond, basically kind of, if you remember, however old the baby is, that's how many diapers. So day 1, 1 diaper, day 2, 2 diapers. That's kind of a good, and there's a breakdown of pee and stool on how many they should be having. But if they're having those appropriate amounts, then whatever comes in has to go out, and that's the only thing the bowel and urine is made of, is the liquid, the nutrition. So, if they're having good diapers, then it wouldn't be your supply. So if baby's extra fussy, it's not your supply. It might be a growth spurt or cluster feeding, or any of the other, things that babies cry about. They're hot, they're cold, they're whatever they might be. So I think, understanding that diaper output, and again, we'll kind of post that chart below. Girls, if you could get that link posted or that picture posted for them, but that will kind of help you to kind of understand what your baby should be getting and how to monitor that.
For sure.
So a couple things that we're going to do tonight, kind of adding some fun, and then we'll go back to some topics, is we're going to, be giving away Brian the Birth Guy, amazing book. And yes, his go-to guide for new dads. Super exciting. It just launched. It's the first kind of show that it's actually officially out and launched. It's been doing lots of book signings. And so we're going to give away that. We're going to give away one of his e-courses, his Rockin' Dads e-courses. And then here at Kind, we are going to give away one of our gift sets. It's our large item that comes with our warmer and our storage rack and all of our supplies to one lucky mom. But what we are going to give away to every mom, and so the girls have been posting the link below. So I just want to introduce it here before we get back to some questions. But this is our breastfeeding starter pack. And so you can kind of see, here's my phone. So, a lot of moms get this in the mail, and just sometimes, so here's kind of the size of a phone. So it's not a huge box, right? But let me show you what's inside. So again, here's our box. Just kind of understand what's in it. And so I'm going to open it up right now. So this is what you would get, the exact one. You would be opening this.
Nice.
And so in here, you will get a set of our adapters. These are our Avent Spectra adapters. And you can see they say it right there on the inside. Then you're going to get our holder. And in here is our Medela, or standard neck, I should say, Medela adapters. And then you will get one pouch. And then this thing that fell out right here is our nipple with a case. So this is what you will get. And so you will see it includes one storage pouch, 2 adapters, standard 2 adapters, a feeding bottle, and an active latch nipple with case. And then these are the lucky fun stuff. These are our coupons. This coupon here will give you a pack of 40 of these bags for free. Just pay $6 shipping. And then this coupon here will give you 50% off our entire gift set.
Ooh.
So it's $99.99. Could be yours for $49.99 if the price is right? Free shipping. So all of this, $50. So you get your warmer, your rack, the kit, and they even include the free foodie starter pack in it. So 2 amazing coupons. And then you get to try it. So with that bottle and everything, this is what it would do is it would give you the adapter and whatever pump you have. So let's say you had a Spectra pump, this part is not included, but if this was your pump, you would screw it on, pump into the bag, take this, store the pouch with the lid, and then when you're ready to feed, you would snap it into this pouch right here. So again, it just snaps right in. Snaps in. Oops. There we go. And then you will take this nipple and snap it right on and feed from it. And now, one thing that we have gotten a lot of questions on, I don't know if you know this, Brian. Some of our girls just learned this. But let's say you have a baby.
I did.
And your baby only likes Spectra nipples. So for you, you'd be like, I can't use the system. My baby only likes Spectra nipples.
You put the adapter on it.
Look at you, smart. So adapter.
Yeah.
And your own nipple. Bam.
We figured that out a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Okay, we did it together. Okay, I couldn't remember. Yep. So there you go. And then
me and one of my clients figured it out.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So now
we like to use these nipples. I'm like, oh shit.
All you have to do is just use the adapter. Yeah. And then instead, when it's time to wash, this goes in the recycle. Whoops, there goes my milk. That goes in the recycle. This sits on the countertop. Nothing to wash there. And all you have to do, one piece. Or if you use our nipple, let's say, all you'd have to wash is this. That's it. That is it. I'm just saying, I am not doing bottle washing. No, sir. Thank you.
That's a pain when you're tired.
It is.
People go,
they stack up.
Tiring. I go, yeah, getting up and making a bottle and putting the bottle away and washing the bottle and then not washing the bottles and having a bunch of bottles that need to be washed.
Yeah.
When your baby wants to eat and you don't have a clean one.
Exactly.
Not fun.
So click on our link below, and right now, tonight, and tomorrow, and for a couple days, I will give you this 100% free, $6 shipping. You get everything in here you need to try it, not to mention the 2 amazing coupons. I am literally giving you, as a new mom, the gift and the right to never wash a bottle again. Woo! That should be worth $1 million right there.
Up in here.
Amen. So that is what I'm giving you tonight. And I'm going to give you that gift set. One lucky mom, the gift set for free.
Fantastic.
We got Brian's goodies. We'll pick the winners at the end. Should we talk about our partner?
I think we should talk about our partner, but I want to say one last thing.
Please.
When people are pumping, I know people that were really, really stuck in, we're just going to use the bottles that my pump came with. And when I gave them a starter kit, they lost it. They loved it because it's so much easier because you don't have to transfer the milk. The biggest thing is your milk stays in that container, into the freezer, comes out. You do whatever you do. You snap it in the bottle and you feed it, and your milk never goes out. You don't have to transfer it. You're not losing milk. You're not, risking spilling milk. And people cry over the spilled milk because it's work that it takes to get it out. So, and you don't want to add to that because that adds to postpartum depression and people getting bummed. But that's something you guys have to think about. I love our partner tonight, and I met him, John, the guy who created this, a while back, about 3 years ago. He was so nice and so great. And I want to say I'm really excited. When you told me we were going to be doing this with them, I was like, yes.
Yeah. So, and to answer some of the questions on the starter pack, so you can, do I have to know the pump, the kind? So no, order the starter pack. It'll come with the standard and the Spectra adapters. And then just email us. We'll send you, like Lancino or whatever pump you end up choosing. If the adapter's not in the kit, we'll send it to you. So once you get your pump, so go ahead and order your kit tonight and then let it come in. And then once you get your pump, let us know what brand. And so what all comes in the kind, so the starter packs, what we went over, the kit itself, the gift set is going to come with the warmer and the rack, as well as all your adapters, all the different 14 pack right here, huge, every adapter. And the storage rack, exactly. I'll show you this amazing bottle warmer, the storage rack, all your bottles, nipple, flow, medium flow, fast flow, all the different stuff. So, and if you have any questions, email us at support@kiinde.com, whether it's product or lactation, because we have that whole lactation team there. Your coupon was expired. Mary, please email us. We'll get that new one. And then as far as how long it can stay in the fridge and freezer, just follow the guidelines of milk storage. So it's going to be up to 1 week in the fridge, up to 6 months in the freezer. So drum roll to introduce our amazing sponsor partner tonight.
I want to tell you, there was a preview to this. Do you know what the preview was?
No.
Our last show, when we were both wearing pumping bras, these are the exact ones that I had in my pumping bra, because I didn't have a pump with me. So I just stuck those in so that they were holding out like that.
Yeah, we gave them
I said I looked like a fembot on Austin Powers.
That's right.
We like that. I didn't have the full thing.
So here it is. See, it is Pumpin' Pal, the amazing Pumpin' Pal. We'll actually be giving away this whole set tonight for one lucky mom. I cannot say enough about this company, and I'm going to open this amazing kit with you guys tonight. It will come. You can either choose to get a kit that just has your size, or you can get a kit that has all the sizes. But here's the amazing thing about John and this company. They, have money back guarantee. So if it does not work for you, they will 100% give your money back. And they will also help you get whatever size you need. He is a master at education and really helping you understand the size you are.
They have that handy dandy quiz.
They do. So the best thing that you can do is go on to their website, pumpandpal.com, and take a quiz. And it will help determine which one of their different sizes is going to best fit you. And from there, if it is off or whatever, then he will help you in either getting the right size, or if it's just not, none of the sizes are working, it's just not working on the refund. But let me tell you, I actually didn't even know of their entire policy. And I've sent moms, hundreds of moms, to order these because they get the fit that they need and they're 100% satisfied. So just kind of share, I literally recommend these on a daily basis. Show us what you got there.
Okay, so I like this tiny size, and I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes we get patients who have either had gastric bypass, or their breast is really soft and supple and kind of a little bit stretchy, or they may have more tubular breasts or something. So when they go to pump with a regular flange, their nipple goes in, but the nipple is not the only thing that's going in there. It also gets part of the areola, and it's pulling that skin in. So one, it doesn't feel good. Two, it's not doing anything for you. And you could take these and literally peel it back, kind of like a nipple shield. And if you notice, you guys see how these have a little bend on them? I love that because they don't go straight out like the normal flanges. Because if you've got a clogged milk duct or something, you can really target where you want it to go, where you want the strongest sucking to go. And that's incredible. So anyway, you can peel these back like this, stick your nipple in, and then let it kind of settle on. And show them how it has the ridges on it. Can you guys see those?
Oh, yes.
If you guys can see the ridges, let me know. Those ridges, they help hold this on and get a better grip on your breast when you're pumping. That's you. Okay, well, that's cool, Yvonne. And look, you're sharing with us. See, we're such a cute community, huh? We're all telling our secrets. Look at that. It's even holding on to that just right there. Look at that. Great job, Brian.
Look at that. I still got it. And so, for me, when I'm working with moms, I think the biggest thing I use them for is, again, like you said, you have whatever other pump brand you have here. You have these shields, and the problem becomes, and so there you can put them in.
Oh, yeah.
The problem becomes they pull and they hit that back of the wall because of that elasticity that stretches the nipple. But if they go up in size, it's too big. And so they're like, I don't understand. And they try, maybe some random inserts and these different things, and it's just not a good fit. Where with this, it really helps to alleviate all those problems. And if you see, like, you can also like really rotate the, like the flange to really be able to, and just the way you can tilt it and stuff, you can really get like a good pull and good stimulation of all the area to be able to get a really good
fantastic
down and output. What else have you used these like with anybody else specific that you can think of, or they're just the angled flanges really are like a deal breaker in the pumping world. I highly recommend them to all my moms. There's, like I said, all the different sizes. And it comes with this amazing little bag here too. It's super cute. I love my purple bag.
What can we use the purple bag for?
Oh, so it's an air dry bag, right? So you can store all your pump parts in it actually, because it's that mesh that air dry. So you can just kind of, after you wash them, just put them in here and let them air dry. But it's going to come with the medium, large, and extra large angled shield, and then also the small and extra small shields. So Elasta nipple over here reminds me of like Elastigirl.
I know. I thought that was really funny, Viviana.
So yeah, here's the soft silicone, which will be your extra small and small, and then your medium, large, and extra large. Oh, perfect. Yep, shows you right there kind of how to fold it over. John is super awesome too. You can call his team, and they will, help. And there's a connector too. So if you're doing,
there's a door tag.
You can see how like the nipple's not deep. Yes, we need to put that on our doors, right?
I'm going to put that on my door anyway.
Yep. Right.
Leave me alone.
So there's great visuals in here. And then it does come with that connector piece in case you have like the medilla that you need the connector. So yeah, these are the amazing sizes, amazing shields. So definitely, John is actually on with us tonight too. So if you have any product questions, please ask. And then please go to his page. Sorry, my arm's kind of. Go to his page, pumpandpal.com, and take that quiz because it is super helpful.
Like them on Facebook too. You guys should like.
Oh yes, like them on Facebook.
Like my page if you haven't already too. I like having new friends. On Facebook, it's just Brian the Birth Guy, and it's Birth Guy on Insta. I want to be your friend. You want to be my friend? I want to be your friend.
My friend? We're already friends.
We're the best friends.
We're best friends.
BFFs.
I on my kids' Valentine's Day cards, I put like my friend. Like I copied it so he could copy on all of them, and he scribbled it out and wrote BFF on all of them. So he has 37 BFFs now.
There's a lot of BFFs there.
And then he has an amazing code, MILK, MILK.
Yes.
Capital, no capital, every other MILK, 4 letters.
4 letters, $4.
4 letters, $4 off. So definitely take advantage of that code. And of course, we'll be giving away. And then join our Facebook page. We'll be doing a trivia on Thursday, and we'll be giving away like 3 more sets too. So super excited.
You're going to be talking to a pediatric dentist too.
Yes. So in 2 weeks, guys, 2 weeks on Monday night, the Kiinde team will be joining us, and we will be talking to a pediatric dentist because next month our theme with Brian and I on the 3rd Monday is going to be lip and tongue ties.
What the mystery unveiled.
Ties. Yes.
Can I tell a quick story about what happened this week?
Yes.
So had a baby last week. Well, I didn't, but
I was going to say, you look great.
and I'm walking around and running around like nothing. No, she was amazing. They're just an amazing couple. But I have to tell you, so what happened was they were in the hospital. Everything was going great. The baby had the strongest latch I've seen in a long time. I mean, this baby was like cray. Like really on it, even after C-section. Just like that baby latched in the OR. We ended up with a cesarean after a whole day of laboring and pushing for a few hours, and so it just wasn't happening. So that baby totally latched in the OR. And here we go. So she's in the hospital. Everything's going good, and then someone told her, "Looks like you have a lip tie." And that just blew her whole game. She was totally discouraged. She felt bad. She's like, "Oh my gosh, is my baby eating this and that? Blah 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 blah." Then she ends up going to her pediatrician, And you guys, this is important. This is the first 48 right here.
Yep.
She goes to her pediatrician, Dr. Sky Isidus, who's my homegirl. She actually teaches breastfeeding with me, and she's amazeballs. And so anyway, she goes to Sky, and Sky says, no, there's no lip tie, no tongue tie, everything's fine. But mom and dad, because they heard that before, are so still like thinking something's wrong with their baby. And when I got to them after that appointment, they said to me, well, look at the lip. Don't you think there's a lip tie? And I'm like, didn't Sky just tell you there wasn't? And why do you want there to be one? Because we get in this mode where suddenly we're looking at all the worst things and you forget, you don't enjoy your baby. You have to enjoy your baby. And so if there's not a problem, don't go looking for one. You know, I also got a call from another client, and this is first 48 as well. My friend told me that my baby's not gaining weight. And I go, how do you know your baby's not gaining weight? Well, because the baby lost weight after the birth. And I go, no, they do that.
Yep.
Up to 10% is okay.
Up to 10% is okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, so, let's go get weighed tomorrow. And they said, well, here's the thing. My friend said that the baby's probably not getting enough hind milk. So what do I need to do? And I'm like, okay, you don't need to do anything, because if your baby wasn't getting enough hind milk, your baby would be pooping frothy green poop because it's too sugary. So, we would know. So don't think you're not getting enough hind milk. So these are the things that get caught in your head, you guys. And I'm telling you,
and it happens that first 48 is so huge. Like hind milk, foremilk, just for you as moms, let us professionals kind of understand the depths of that. Don't ever say the word. I tell my breastfeeding moms, you're never allowed to say foremilk, hind milk. Because it is all mixed in. It is not like, oh, it didn't nurse for 30 minutes. Like, no. It literally is all mixed in. That it does not, there's not this time that like, 15 minutes and all of a sudden it switches milk. It changes from almond to soy milk. Like it doesn't just like.
Click, a little switch.
Yeah, a little switch just happens. Again, if you are only letting your baby nurse for like 2 minutes at a time, okay, yes, that is not good. But
well, then there's the 5-minute nursers, because mom's got forceful flow and they're just like chugging.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's confusing.
Yep. Very. And Rachel, actually the dentist that we're going to be doing next week on ties, is actually watching right now. So hi, Rachel. Can't wait to talk in a couple weeks. But yeah, I think again, it really comes down to, and finding a lactation professional, because I think thankfully, while you have an amazing pediatrician that you work with who's very well educated in breastfeeding, and there are pediatricians that actually are IBCLCs and CLCs, there are a lot of pediatricians that unfortunately are not. And they unfortunately do give sometimes not the greatest information to help moms get started in that first 48. So we just want to be careful and really just make sure, again, we love our providers and our healthcare providers. We just want to make sure we're sending them to the proper ones. And for lactation, that would be a lactation provider.
Well, I have to tell you, I had a pediatrician as a client today, and she came in and was talking about, oh my God, I feel so bad, because I always tell people, just put the baby down. The baby's going to latch. It'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, and it's not that easy all the time. And it's funny because I said, well, how much did you learn in medical school? And she said, nothing.
No, they are pediatricians like, it's 2 minutes. That's your job, Brienne. He goes, I got 2 minutes. That was your job, because that's all he, really got trained, was just like 2 minutes. Like, this is the dynamic. Breast milk comes out. This is the breast. This is the ducts. Here's the anatomical, and that's it. Nothing about problems. Nothing about lack. So he just always tells me, that's you, Brienne. That's you, Brienne. He's like, I didn't go to school for that. So again, just kind of understanding, if you broke your foot, you are not going to the dentist for your foot. It's just not what the dentist is trained in. So just really kind of understanding where to go for help.
Get some help.
But yeah, just really, again, all those myths. It's just, there's so many myths that happen in those first 48. Like you said, like, oh, my baby's not gaining enough. And I'm always asked mom the same thing. Why? If they drop up to 10%, that's fine. As long as they start moving forward, then you're okay. Again, the hind milk, foremilk, you're not allowed to talk about that. So no worries about that. Just, and the other big thing too is kind of understanding how long to put the baby at breast in the first 48 hours, because you don't want to put your baby on a timer, because they're just going to kind of be like sucking and then dozing off, and then sucking and then dozing off. And that's fine. But we want to make sure that baby is not actively eating for over 30 minutes. Because if baby's actively sucking for 45 minutes to an hour, that's where baby's going to be losing weight.
Because they're burning calories.
Yeah, they're burning calories. So we do want to make sure they get a efficient feed within like a 30-minute time frame. If they took a 10-minute cat nap in between, we don't really want to count that. But, just kind of understanding that timing, I think is crucial, because so many moms, I say watch the baby, not the clock, Just really watch the baby.
I always tell my mom's right in the hospital, and when you get home, when you're in your first 4 days, for sure, try not to go over 15 or 20 minutes on a breast if the baby's continually eating. Let's get the baby off, burp the baby, put the baby on again. And people go, no, you can go 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But like you said, and I know that I see a lot of babies losing weight because they get into colostrum and then they burn it off because that suck is so furious, and you don't have a lot of colostrum in the beginning. And that suck really uses all the muscles. You see the masseter muscles, everything. And Brenda asked a question. We had a couple questions. Brenda asked a question. Hi, guys. I'm sneaking a peek at work again. How do you stop your baby from biting down on your nipple? It's killing me. It's killing me hearing this because that doesn't sound it sounds painful. So, Brianne, you breastfed, but what I tell my clients is you usually take the baby off the breast and say no and make them wait for a minute. And then they can come back on. You got to train them not to do it. I mean, everybody does it differently. Some people make them skip that feed for a little while for the first time and really send a hard message and say, no bite. And they know what you're saying because they
well, if baby's actively sucking, I'm like, if you're sucking a bottle, try biting. You physically cannot bite if you're actively sucking on a nipple. So the key is to not letting them hang out. So they suck, okay, get their milk. And if they're just sitting there, with the nipple in their mouth, I don't even know where my nipple went. Here it is. Okay, right? So, and then just there, they're going to write down. Or if they're starting to doze off, here's what happens. The jaw gets tired. And they clench. And then you pull. So if for some reason they clench down, you want to stick your finger in their mouth and pop the seal. Don't pull back. It's going to be hard because you want to pull out, but you just want to go here and break the seal. So that's how, if you need them they latched on and bit, you want to get them off that way. Again, but a lot of moms worry about biting. I got bit once. I nursed for 7.5 years. 7.5 years, and I got bit once. So again, it's, biting should be the least of your worries. There's a lot of other issues with breastfeeding you'll probably deal with way more than that. As far as like nipple confusion, that little bit, ultimately, if there is no medical reason, like you don't have a preemie or anything like that, you want to avoid the pacifier because you want the only nipple them to be sucking is yours. And that will kind of help with that nipple confusion. I know, Viviana, I'm sorry, the nurses pushed like 20-minute timer. Again, just ask the nurse to leave the room. Like, just feed. Mary
Louise said that her baby, that he chokes all the time, no matter how they're positioned. Mary Marie Louise. You got a lot of names there, girl. The kind, what I do is with the Kind starter kit in my office, when someone comes in with this problem, I have them hand extract into it. That's what I told you. That's one of my favorite uses for it in my office, So I have them hand extract into it at first, just to get that first really heavy flow out. And then like maybe a minute, if, hand extracting or pumping like 30 seconds to a minute. And then, what you can save it right there in your little container, the Kind bag. And then, what you do is you could do a layback. And when you do a layback, you're actually making the breast milk work against gravity. Whereas if you're like this, and most people lean forward anyway when they're breastfeeding, which you shouldn't do, but most people do. So if you can do a layback where you're laying back like this, there. So you're doing two things. You're using gravity and you're emptying a little bit of that first initial forceful flow out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that laid back nursing will be really big, getting you almost underneath baby. So you're letting gravity do the work.
Yes.
And then, and then ultimately just kind of getting that deep latch, for the moms that are really painful in the beginning. So ultimately what you want to do, if this is baby's head, you want to put your hand back between their ears and support them that way. And then just tilt their head down. As they tilt their head down, if you ever go to fall back, your mouth opens automatically. It's a reflex. But if you put a hand on the head, it won't work because you don't feel like you're falling. So that's why you want to bring the hand down to support the head, tilt the head down just a little. You'll watch baby open up like a baby bird, bring baby's mouth here, up and over, and then baby will be latched onto the breast. Because remember, we are breastfeeding. We are not nipple feeding. Baby should never be touching that nipple. The nipple should be in the back of their throat, back in that soft palate. So, and then, the other question as far as like the flow. So the biggest thing is you're going to pace feed. So you want to make sure that you are tilting that bottle. 5 sucks, tilt it back. Suck, 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 suck. 5 sucks, tilt it back. Again, it's totally fine if they're sucking, whether it's milk or no milk. Again, you just want to make sure that bottle takes 15 to 30 minutes ultimately. So are we ready for winners? Are we ready?
Winners. I want to say hi to Mary Chisa, though, she's watching. She has a really cool product, too. We'll have to get it on our show. I'll tell you about it later.
Oh, awesome.
Hi, Mary.
Okay, so I'll do the first 2 ones are going to be trivia winners. So for our cooler bag, we have Amanda Birnbaum, who is on Facebook. So you won our twist cooler. I'll show you. Here's our amazing cooler right here. So the nice thing about our cooler is that you can store your bottles or just your pouches in between. So we giving away to Kristen Birnbaum and Lauren Medina on Instagram. Lauren Medina. So congratulations, ladies, from the Thursday trivia. And then for tonight, we are giving our twist gift set, which again comes with your warmer and your rack and all of our supplies. Awesome. We are giving that to Melissa Estella Scarce. Woo. So Melissa Estella Scarce, we are giving you a twist gift set. So please email in to support@kind.com. We'll get you that free gift. Our Pump and Pal set. So this amazing set here. Our lucky winner is Viviana Fletcher. Viviana, we will get you that whole set. Please email in and we'll get you connected with John. And then let's see. Next we have Brian's book. Where is your?
And it's available on Amazon, at Barnes and Nobles. Adam Busby from TLC's Outdaughtered in the front page says it is the best baby shower gift you can get for a partner. And it's right here, you guys. So I can't wait to give you guys one of these. So when you choose the winner, they need to email me or message me on Facebook.
Perfect.
And I will get that to my publisher and they'll send it out tomorrow.
Okay, so Jessica Liliana will be getting Brian's book.
All right,
so
Jessica.
Please email or reach out on Facebook to brian@thebirthguide.com.
Yes.
And then Brian's e-course.
I'm putting the website right here so they can see what it is.
Perfect. We'll go Brian's e-course, Rockin' Dads. We'll go to Christine Nugel. Christine Nugel.
And Christine, once
Sorry
again.
if I butcher your names, guys. I still love you all.
Just message me.
Yeah, message Brian for both those gifts.
And I'm going to give you guys in the comments, I'm going to do something special tonight. Are you ready for this? I'm ready. I'm holding on. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, Rianne. I'm going to say, let's see, Kind 20. If you go to rockingdads.com and you want to get the course, that I'll give you $20 off the $45 course if you put Kind 20 in there. Love it. Lots of hearts. Lots of hearts, guys. Hearts. I gave hearts too. Woo. Love it. Cool. Well, guys, our night's kind of coming to an end here. Unfortunately, I really could talk like for hours about the 48 stuff. Me too. I really love all this. So kind of to recap, March 4th, I'll be back live with Rachel, a dentist who is a preferred tongue tie revision provider. So we will talk all things tongue and lip tie then, and we'll add question answers for her. And then March 18th, Brian and I will be back. I have lots of giveaways. And our partner next month, drum roll, your favorite, Spectra Baby USA. Oh, yes. So Spectra Baby USA will be giving away a breast pump on the 18th. So please join us all next month. We'll be posting a bunch of education tips and tricks to tongue ties and where to go and how to get help.
And so as we finish out our Fresh 48 here this month, please ask questions. Also, we always have our lactation team. So you can email us at lc@kiinde.com and we can get you set up with one of our IBCLCs or CLCs for questions. And then tonight and tomorrow, we go back onto this post and we answer all their questions. Right? Yeah. So we don't get to interact as much with the comments that we like because we're obviously talking. So tonight I will stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning talking to you guys, but on text. So please post messages, questions, because it's my second favorite part outside of being with Brian is answering all those.
You too. It's so much fun.
Right? So let's see, we have 262 comments. I want to see if we can get to 450 comments.
I think we can. Something tells me we're gonna. And if you guys have anything anything else like birthing or something you want to know about, birthing or birth and breastfeeding related or anything, feel free to ask me questions, anything, anytime.
Ask Brian anything, guys.
Facebook and ask me. I'm here and I answer all my questions. And unless it's something that really needs hard attention, I'm not going to charge you. I'm just going to answer your question for you. I have no problem doing that.
For sure. Same here. We're here for you guys. We really want to build this kind community. So be kind to yourself this week. When you have those mommy or daddy fails, be kind to yourself. Give yourself lots of grace. Give yourself a pat on the back, wherever you're at in your feeding journey, supplementation, breastfeeding, nursing, mastitis, clogged ducts, like you name it. Give yourself an amazing applaud because just by feeding your child, you're doing amazing service. So
you're welcome, Emily. And thank you.
Keep it up, guys. And we'll be back next month. Thanks so much.
Yes. And don't forget to tune in when they have their dentist on. That's going to be really important. Then we'll follow up on that on the 18th.
And then we'll talk about that.
On that one, but I'll see you on the 18th.
Perfect, Brian. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
It was so much fun. Good night.